don't. I think everything is lit. You're all set. That's for the butterflies. Mallory brought that. Yeah.
I'll be quick.
Wow, everyone's here today. Hi, Barbara. Good morning. One more time. Good morning. Yes. Good morning and welcome all to our service of the Keene Unitarian Universalist Church, or KUUC, coming to you from our historic 1824 sanctuary. Say hello to everyone in our youtube.com live stream. Hi, everybody. Thank you. This month we celebrate, among other things, Pride. This is National Pride Month. On the 1st, we had LGBTQIA+ families celebrated. We also had Meteorological Summer. That's kind of nice. On the 12th, Pulse Remembrance Day, honoring the 49 victims of the Orlando, Florida nightclub disaster. Today is Flag Day. I'm flying my flag to respect who we really are as a nation, not whom we're being told we are. Tomorrow is the anniversary of the 2020 U.S. Supreme Court decision to expand protections for LGBTQIA+ employees. 6/19 is Juneteenth, honoring the rights and freedoms of African Americans. 6/20, World Refugee Day, honoring those fleeing from conflict. The 21st, Summer Solstice and Father's Day, very important. The 28th, Stonewall Riots anniversary, commemorating the 1969 uprising that launched our modern rights movement. And those are just a few. I imagine there are a number of others there that I'm not aware of. Please note that our Pride booth for September still needs volunteers. So please step up to the plate. Appreciate that. Most importantly, you are welcome here, no matter who you are, whom you love, wherever you are in this life's journey, you are welcome here to be part of our fellowship of love, safety, and the endless discoveries of life. My name is Sherry, a musician, instructor, educator, practitioner of the arts, an ally to all of my friends and colleagues, a member of our music and worship committees, and have happily been here since December of 2023 and an actual member since May of 2024. Our greatest lessons often come from nature, for all of our senses. Remember that the patterns we see, aspects of nature unfold and reflect the conscious, I believe, sentient design of all things, since the utterance of the word, or some people would say the sound, or perhaps the first song. I love the idea that our flower communion today serves in a way as a metaphor for celebrating our source, our roots, if you were, as it were. How does the earth do that? Seemingly all by itself, growing and flourishing, becoming dormant, to fertilize itself again, then regrow and resurrect. It's amazing. As we see in nature, the power we sometimes use to harm or destroy ourselves, we can use to make ourselves well. Don't forget that. Insist on it, please. So once again, I say welcome. Come on in. The coffee is outstanding. And from what I understand, it's also very healing. Please sign our guest book located here in our sanctuary and join us for refreshments after the service in our parish hall through the door to my right. Today this will be followed by our annual meeting at 11:30 with registration at 11:15, moderated by the one and only Jim Peel. Each week we designate an ambassador whom you can ask anything about our church, our faith, our community. Today, our ambassador is our own Deb McClay. Yay! We welcome all children in our services along with their sacred sounds. Your cell phones, however, we like better when silenced so that we may be fully present with each other. On that note, we pray for our board president, Frank Dubisky's full and rapid recovery from a recent illness. A big thank you to Tom, Julius, and all who participated in our very successful MIP festival yesterday in the center of town. And yeah, I'm going to say it. I won't be able to do it without, without crying. Donna, yes, I'm talking to you. Nothing can describe how deep your inspiration and influence has been on us. We love you so much. May you find personal inspiration from our service and a wide variety of summer events. Carolina, thank you for compiling these in your listing of summer fun days as we go. We really appreciate it. We hope to inspire you to imagine your best day and version of your life, and how limitless is your power to change and improve it. Once again, insist on it. Today in our pulpit, we are pleased to have our very own Reverend Rowan Van Ness, who will remind us that our personal development and evolution can only truly happen with each other's nurturing and support.
stones. Man is made of dreams and bones. Feel the need to grow my own, 'cause the time is close at hand. Grain for grain, sun and rain, find my way in nature's chain. Tune my body and my brain to the music from the land. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm them from below till the rains come tumbling down.
Plant your rows straight and long, temper them with prayer and song. Mother Earth will make you strong if you give her love and care. See the crow watching hungrily from his perch in yonder tree. And in my garden I'm as free as that feathered thief up there. Inch by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. Inch by inch, row by row, someone bless these seeds I sow. Someone warm
It is good to be together again. Today is our annual Flower Sunday service. We come together on our last service of the official church year, and in celebration, we come together to give thanks to one another, to mourn, to celebrate, to give thanks for this year, and to begin to dream about the next. Along with your order of service, you should have received a paper butterfly and hopefully a pencil. If you do not have one of those, please raise your hand and someone will bring you one. If you're missing a butterfly or a pencil, raise your hand. As you hold your butterfly in your hand, think back about our year together. What are you thankful for in this past year together as a religious community? In a word or in a short phrase, please write down a meaningful memory, an experience that made a difference for you, or a gesture that filled you with gratitude. What you are thankful for in the life of this congregation. We will collect these butterflies alongside the offering and we'll share them later in the service. So if you're able to write legibly, that would be helpful. One can wish. For our opening words, please repeat after me. It is. It is a blessing. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here together. May it be so. Rebecca McCoy, may you come forward, please, to kindle our chalice flame. The chalice lighting words can be found in your order of service. We kindle this flame to remind ourselves of the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. Rise in body or in spirit. Oops, not yet. I just am remembering that we have decided to light an additional candle this morning. As we're thinking back on our year, we wanted to honor the memory of Susan McNeil, our office administrator, who died unexpectedly and too soon this past January.
These are the words of Frank Dubisky, who could not be here this morning. Susan McNeil was a light that burned brightly in this community. She was a trailblazer during the AIDS crisis in the Monadnock region, helping to create a memorial garden that now rests just outside this sanctuary. She was an office administrator who shepherded all kinds of tasks to keep KUUC on track. Her death was a sudden and sharp blow to all who knew her and loved her. We miss her and remember her.
Thanks, Mickey. And now I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join in singing hymn 1000, Morning Has Come.
Dance with joy and sing a song of glad.
morning. I'm Shelley Woodson, Religious Exploration Coordinator, and I'm going to tell a little story about the origin of Flower Communion. Are there any kids who want to come up? Any kids want to come forward? Come on, yeah. I have pictures, but we can all gather together. Thank you. So here's the story. Basically, the story of Flower Communion is the story of a minister who loved flowers. A long time ago in the city of Prague, do you know where Prague is, y'all? The capital of? It's the Czech Republic, right? The Czech Republic capital, yep. So in the city of Prague, there lived a Unitarian minister, and his name was Norbert Čapek. And by the way, according to one of the stories that I read, Norbert and his wife, Maya, joined a Unitarian church in New Jersey because their children loved the RE program. Which just a little shameless plug for the RE program. That's what brings a lot of families into the church as the RE program, just saying. Now the Reverend Čapek noticed something that many people didn't. He noticed that no two flowers are alike. A rose doesn't look like a daisy, a sunflower doesn't look like a violet. Some flowers are bright and colorful, and some are small and sort of plain. But every flower has its own beauty. So one spring, Reverend Čapek had an idea. He asked everyone in his church to bring a flower to the service. People came carrying all sorts of flowers, flowers from backyard gardens, flowers from fields, and flowers from grocery stores. Some brought fancy flowers, and some brought more ordinary flowers. Some brought flowers that were just beginning to bloom. At the beginning of the service, everyone placed all the flowers together, like that. And everyone put their flowers all in one big bunch, and all those different flowers together made one big, beautiful bouquet. Then at the end of the service, Reverend Čapek invited each person to take home a flower that somebody else had brought in. Not their own flower, but a different one. I wonder why. Why do you think? Yeah, exactly. So they could notice the difference and beauty in every flower, she said. And that's exactly what it says here, because he wanted everyone to remember these important things. Just as every flower is unique, every person is unique. And just as a bouquet becomes more beautiful because many flowers are together, a community becomes more beautiful because many different people are together. Reverend Čapek wanted everyone to remember that everyone belongs, everyone matters, and everyone has a gift to share. Years later, difficult times came to Reverend Čapek's country, and there were people who believed that some human beings mattered more than other human beings. Even though he died during those difficult times, he never stopped teaching that every person has worth and dignity. And now people all around the world still celebrate this flower communion that he started. And when we exchange flowers today, we're sharing more than flowers. We're sharing kindness, we're sharing community, and we're reminding one another that each of us helps make this congregation bloom. Thank you.
I guess I need this one, I don't know. Up to you. I'd like to ask the members of the RE committee and the RE teaching team all to join me up here, please. I'm Deborah Donnell. Yay. Today we are honoring Barbara Bryce for her extraordinary service as chair of the Religious Exploration Committee, a position she has held for a great many years, so many that even Barbara can't remember how long it is. Barbara has led this program with enthusiasm, doggedness, and the most positive attitude imaginable. She has maintained this dedication through a series of ministers, DREs, RE coordinators, teaching teams, and an ever-changing group of families. Barbara saw us through the loss of our downstairs space and through the pandemic. On a happier note, she has also always been a cheerleader for the block program, for which I am personally grateful. Barbara and I have been friends for 27 years, but we don't always see eye to eye. But that's okay, because it's part of being you and part of being human. So we try to practice what we teach, including ironing out our differences and working towards compromise. She and I do agree on the most important things, and Barbara never loses sight of them: the physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being and growth of the children. We are grateful that Barbara will remain on the RE committee as I assume the responsibilities of the chair this coming year. She leaves me with some very big shoes to fill. And we want to thank you with this gift certificate to Gwen's okay, guys, you can go.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Nicely done.
While everybody's making their way back, I'd like to invite Haley Galloway forward, please. As most of you know, Haley has been our paid childcare provider for the past year. On many Sundays when we did not have toddlers in the sanctuary, Haley was able to help out in various RE rooms, which was great because it sometimes let the second person that was assigned to that room stay in church. And she got to really know our kids. And unfortunately, with her coursework next year plus an internship, Haley will not be returning next year. So we just wanted to say a huge thank you to her for becoming a part of our KUUC family and wish her well.
Susie, do you want to come up here with me? Hi, I'm Mickey Cronin, and I serve as the board liaison to the music committee. And right now, I feel like the luckiest person in the world because I get to talk about Donna Dirth. I have to turn to the words of the iconic jazz musician Lionel Hampton, vibraphonist and percussionist, who said, "Gratitude is when memory is stored in the heart and not in the mind." Donna, KUUC is grateful for the moments of joy and awe, sharing your creativity and talent, your leadership, your skill and professionalism, your generosity and kindness. You've always prioritized creating an inclusive music ministry at KUUC. What a gift you have given this community over the past 7 years. It has been an absolute joy to work together with you on the music committee and planning worship. Plus, you have this whole amazing other family, the KUUC choir, you have nurtured and blossomed. When I've led worship, you are the quintessential worship wing woman. Leading worship always felt like a partnership. Your guidance and collaboration have made us better. You have created a music ministry in this community that feeds our souls every week. We are grateful to you and the memories which we will always hold in our hearts. We celebrate what's next for you, lots of travel and fun and family, and hopefully many more open mic performances. Open mic. Thank you, Donna. Enjoy your retirement. We look forward to your continuing on as a member of KUUC.
But wait, there's more. From the KUUC choir, we have worked with Donna, many of us, for all 7 years that she's been here. And I can't say more than Mickey already has so eloquently, how much, what a joy it has been to work with her. And so we have a gift for you. Also from the congregation, we have a shawl of love for you. And there are just 2 more things I'm going to do really quickly from the choir. We would be nothing without our wonderful bass player, Carl Jacobs. So we have a gift for him as well to say thank you. Thank you, Carl. And last but not least, and I'm going to bring this to them, we want to thank from the bottom of our hearts Bob and Carol Hill, who have come every Thursday evening to let us into the church so that the church could remain locked and be a safe place for the Multicultural Center. And so for your time, for your love and your dedication, thank you.
We are such a blessed community. It is a blessing to be here together, isn't it? And now is the time that we do our collection of our offering, and today it's also the time that we're collecting your butterflies. So if you didn't write your gratitude or your beloved memory of this year on your butterfly yet, here's your last moment to scramble and put something on there. We give thanks for the many blessings of this congregation, and one of the values of this community is generosity. And this is our opportunity to practice that spiritual practice of generosity. We thank you for the generosity that you're sharing with our community. At this time, the offering will be given and received, and those butterflies too. We're going to say the words of offering dedication printed in the order of service while our ushers faithfully sort the butterflies from the money. Otherwise, we can't share them later in the service. We dedicate these gifts in service of our mission to actively create compassionate community and work for a fair and peaceful world. I want to invite you to enter into a time of prayer and meditation. So if you want to take a deep breath and find some comfort in your seat. And I'll begin with guiding you through something entitled Garden Prayer. That's more of a meditation. It's by David M. Horst. And then we'll have some time of silence following that for the prayers and the meditations that are on your own heart, to give space for them as well. Garden Prayer. Early in the morning, before the children are awake, and while the grass is still dewy, I like to walk in the garden. It's my garden only because it shares the same small plot of land my family and I inhabit. The garden does not really belong to me. I belong to it, at least for the short time that I'm here. Today, I'm still in my slippers and have my first cup of coffee in hand. Much of what grows had been planted 2 or 3 homeowners ago. Some I've planted since our arrival, but if they belong to anyone or anything, the plants and flowering trees I come to see and smell, viburnum, dogwood, magnolia, and crabapple, belong to the sun and rain and soil. These living things are a beauty, not of my making, though surely made of my desire. At the moment, the rose bushes are in full burst of red and perfume. The hydrangeas are sure to open their moppy heads as soon as the sun falls upon them. The weedy-looking globe thistles are turning lovely blue and spiky. The foxglove, however, rules the garden. Its central stalk is 5 feet high and heavy with pink, scooped-shape blossoms with charming freckles inside. I am awed by the abundance. I'd intended to walk the garden simply to observe and wonder. But there's a weed that needs to be pulled, a stray stem that needs to be pruned, a blossom drooping and fading that should be snipped. So I set down my coffee cup on the back porch, grab a small pail, and go to work. I end up with muddy hands, wet slippers, and a pail full of weeds and trimmings. Why can't I simply observe and wonder? Won't the beauty of my small garden world survive without me? I step back to the porch to retrieve my coffee, now cold, step the dew off my slippers, and take one look back at the garden before I return into the house. The garden is no more beautiful now than when I first arrived. My weed pulling, pruning, and snipping haven't really improved the garden, nor made that much of a difference, as far as I know. It's like prayer. The words I speak don't really change anything, but I know they change me. May it be so. Our homily today comes with great inspiration from the Reverend Michael Leuchtenberger, and I adapted it and built upon it. I want to invite you to join me in imagining our congregation as a village. This congregation, this community here this morning is larger than just a gathering of individuals. When the village is alive and well, we are a part of a web of mutual care, a place where people are known, held, challenged, and changed in relationship. In such villages, there are many different roles. Here are a few of them. First, we have the welcomers. These are the village people who instinctively move toward the stranger at the edge of the gathering. They make the first approach. They learn the new family, the names of the new family before anyone else does. They remember to introduce people to one another. And without them, our stated value of welcome remains abstract, just a banner on the wall rather than an embodied practice. The welcomer's gift is hospitality. Their shadow can be the tendency to welcome people into the community as it is, rather than making room for who the community might become. And then there's the founders and the keepers of memory. These are the village people who carry the community's origin story. They remember why things are built the way that they were, what was tried and failed, and what was hard won. In a congregation, these are the longtime members who hold institutional memory, not as gatekeepers of the past, but as witnesses to the arc of a community's becoming. They answer the question, how did we get here? Their gift is continuity. Their shadow side can be nostalgia that resists necessary change. And we have elders. Distinct from mere longevity, elders are the village people whose accumulated experience has been tempered into wisdom. People who've suffered, reflected, and arrived at something useful. In a village, elders are consulted before major decisions. They hold the long view when everyone else is reaching for the immediate crisis. In a congregation, elders are not always the oldest people in the room, but they are those who've learned how to hold complexity without needing to resolve it prematurely. Their gift is perspective. Their shadow can be the assumption that their experience is universal. And then we have the healers. Every village needs people who are skilled in tending wounds, physical, emotional, relational, and spiritual. In a congregation, healers show up both in formal roles, like our pastoral, if we had pastoral care associates, it would be them. But in this congregation, it's more the members of our circle of caring, or sometimes the minister. And it's also the informal roles, the people who always seem to know when someone is struggling, whether or not they're formally part of the circle of caring. The one who brings the food without being asked, the quiet presence, listening with minimal judgment. Healers hold the grief and the illness and the crisis that community life inevitably generates. Their gift is the attentiveness to suffering. Their shadow can be the risk of absorbing so much pain that they neglect their own. And then we have prophets in a community, the village people who see the gap between what a community claims to be and what it actually does. And they refuse to let that gap go unnamed. In a village, they are the ones who stand up in the town meeting and they say the uncomfortable thing. They are rarely popular figures, But without them, communities drift into comfortable self-congratulation. In a congregation, the prophetic voice might come from a longtime social justice activist or from a young person who hasn't yet learned to soften their truth-telling. At times, it comes from the minister, settled or guest preaching. Their gift is moral clarity. Their shadow can be self-righteousness, the prophet who mistakes volume for wisdom. And there are also bridge builders. Since every village contains factions, people who don't naturally understand one another, who move in different circles, who might not choose one another if left to their own tendencies. Yet bridge builders are those who move comfortably between groups. They translate, they find common ground, they bring people into relationship with one another who wouldn't have found each other otherwise. In a congregation navigating theological difference, generational difference, or conflict, bridge builders are essential. Their gift is connection across difference. Their shadow can be the tendency to smooth over real disagreement rather than allowing it to become productive. And of course, there are storytellers, keeping the community's narrative alive, making meaning and framing experience in ways that help a community understand itself. The storyteller's gift is meaning-making, and their shadow can be the tendency to tell a story that flatters the community rather than the one that challenges it. And then we also have builders and sustainers, the village people who show up to fix what is broken, who manage the pledge campaign, who organize the rummage sale and the green sale, who make sure the building and grounds are maintained. They are the committee chairs, the team leads, the folks behind the scenes who update the wayside pulpit and make sure there's coffee for coffee hour. Their gift is faithfulness to the unglamorous work. Their shadow can be resentment when their labor goes unacknowledged or when they begin to confuse the work with being the community. Every healthy community also needs people who understand and maintain its edges, not to exclude, but to define. These are the boundary holders. They hold covenants, they name when behavior has crossed a line, and they help a congregation understand that welcoming and boundarylessness are not the same thing. In a village, they are the ones who know the difference between a disagreement and a violation, between discomfort and harm. Their gift is the protection of communal integrity. Their shadow can be rigidity, the tendency to enforce rules in ways that drive out the very people who most need a place to belong. And then we also have dreamers and innovators who look at what is and imagine what could be. They question the inherited structure. They drag the community forward toward a future it can't quite see yet. Without dreamers, a community will calcify. In a congregation, innovators are often in tension with the keepers of memory, and that tension, held well, can be generative. Their gift is imagination. Their shadow can be impatience with the slow relational work that actually makes change sustainable. And let's not forget the children. In a real village, children are not a program. They are not a constituency to be served. They are full members of the community whose presence changes the nature of the village itself. They ask the questions adults have learned to suppress. They expose pretension. They remind the community that it exists not just for the present, but also for the future. A congregation that treats children as recipients of community rather than makers of it has misunderstood what a village is. Their gift is presence without pretense. Their shadow, if you can call it that, is that they reveal exactly how much patience and long-term thinking the adults around them actually have. And there are other roles like questioners and seekers, not fully at home yet, still trying to figure out where they belong. In a UU village, that's not a problem to be solved, but a permanent and vital presence. And the grievers, less a role than a season. Every village has those who are currently in it. The bereaved, the ill, the ones going through a divorce or job loss, estrangement from a child. The grievers remind the village of its most fundamental purpose, to be present to one another in the hardest moments of human life. In such a village, with so many roles, those of us who serve this congregation as ministers are not at the center, but nor are we peripheral. We're tenders of the relational field. Ministers see what's happening in different neighborhoods in the village, where there's flourishing and what places need tending. Ministers lift up and make meaning of the rhythms of life in the village. We bring learning, insight, connections from time spent in other villages, helping to lift up the big questions and hold space for others. None of us are builders of the village alone, but we are often the ones that name the vision, who hold the covenant, who call people back to one another when distance or conflict threatens to unravel the whole. In a village, no one person carries it all. And so I ask of you, you gathered here today, where do you see yourself in the village? What role or roles do you play? Is there another role that you would like to try out, that you'd like to try on, that you would like to play? Especially as we're thinking towards the future, towards the next congregational year. We mustn't always stay in the same roles, but we can embody and inhabit different ones in different seasons. May we hold gratitude for one another in this congregation, for all of the roles that we play, as we see one another anew. May it be so. All right, Shelley and Donna, please come up and we will read forth the butterflies. And if there are children who are willing, Mallory is going to help you tape them up to on this lovely tree we have here. We'll take turns. Okay, go ahead. All right. So these are gratitudes for our year and favorite memories of the year that's gone by.
Community, friendship, my new KUUC home, growth, good vibes, friendship. And this one says candlelight Christmas and wonderful kids service.
Open-mindedness, making new friends, singing together, watching the children grow in the RE program, connection to others in the community, connections of love, Soul Matters leadership, Youth Sunday, Rebecca McCoy for worship, Frank, Donna, Carl, David, Matt, KUUC choir, music, lovely, top notch.
Welcoming community. Appreciate rainbows, math class chaos. Worship. I am thankful for happiness. I am thankful for kindness. Hope for the future. It's hard. For the YouTube broadcasts, Rowan and volunteers.
Friendship, Donna, music and choir, our hardworking leaders, Donna and choir welcoming me. Many thanks. And this one says, I am thankful for all the wonderful people I have gotten to know, work with, and love.
The true goodness and kindness I find in this community, having a place in this community, thanks to the worship committee, thankful to my choir participation and Donna Dirth, the chance to meet new friends, wonderful to see continued and growing interest in our church, this with limited professional ministry. Many thanks to our worship committee, choir, and many others.
The friendliness of the congregation, the live stream of service via YouTube. I'm joyful for having found through Jim Hillside. Music, Garden Angels, music and poetry Sundays.
Loving community and music. So many new faces, ideas, and reasons to grow our community. So grateful for all of our leaders. Open minds, diversity, safe place for immigrants, sanctuary, challenges, and the service led by children, and Music Sunday.
To make friends, lovely music, dancing with Annie while Donna and Carl playing and Susie singing. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Community and friendship. I am happy to be here and feel welcomed.
Mama and Dada. Community, worshiping in the beautiful sanctuary. Leadership, community. All of RE, kids and adults. Gratitude, people of Keene, kindness, generosity, compassion, community. Book group, meaningful sharing. deepening relationships. I want to thank you all for bringing me joy online as I have watched you through the years.
I'm thankful for the friendship we have nourished. My experience with the choir has renewed my love for community music. Book club. Grateful for a sense of belonging. The first day I walked through the doors of this church, I felt that I finally found where I belong. I was welcomed by everyone.
Love abounds and is shared here. First time at Ferry Beach with everyone. We are an amazing community. Being part of our poetry service. Carl singing Imagine.
I am thankful for school. Coffee hour. Written by a young person, I would imagine. She will always be with us.
The friendships I have received. Peace for all. An inclusive, caring community. Friends. And this one says, learning to take it minute by minute, I am blessed. When taking it hour by hour, you'll discover your full power. My spirit has been dressed.
Always miss my husband, but appreciate smiles. Donna's piano, and don't forget Carl. After an absence, I'm happy to be back and share services with everyone.
Rowan services and inspiration. Carl and soloists and music. All of the greatest people who make refreshments and cleanup. Everyone's generosity.
Playing.
Growing friendships, community of love, all of the many people who participated in services. I'm thankful for fun songs, good people, coffee hour, and so much more. I'm thankful for community. I hope to build a bigger and larger scale community. Thankful for the community of faith and hope at KUUC. Thank you all for making it possible for one another. In just a moment, we'll be inviting everybody to come forward who would like to take a flower, ideally a different one than you came in with if you were able to bring a flower this morning. And when we do this, we'll have people come down the middle aisle and then take a flower and then return out on the outer aisles back to your seat. And I want to take a moment right now, if there's anyone who for whatever reason would not like to or be able to get out of their seat, if you want to just raise your hand and then make eye contact with someone and do a little nod, and that person will be responsible for bringing a flower back for you. So I want to give people an opportunity right now, if you want to make a plan for raise your hand if you would like someone else to bring you a flower and do a nod or whatever. And I'm hearing a murmur that not everybody's brought their flower forward. Is that true? So if anybody would like to, in this moment, bring your flower forward, we can do that as we start. And you can be first in line to pick a different flower. All right, come down. You may now gather down the center aisle and come and select a flower, and then head back on the outside. Children too. All right, I want you, if you have a flower, hold it up in the air, nice and high. May our lives bloom like the flowers. Repeat. May our lives bloom like the flowers. Sometimes we are roadside weeds, loveliness bursting improbably from the dust and debris. But may our lives bloom like the flowers. May we offer our beauty with the simplicity of flowers, expecting no recognition, hoping for nothing, giving out of what we are and knowing it is enough. May our lives bloom like the flowers. May our lives bloom like the flowers. Amen. Okay, rise in body or in spirit. We're going to sing hymn 346, Come Sing a Song with Me.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Rebecca, please come forward to extinguish our chalice. The rest of you can find the chalice extinguishing words in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with the world until we are together again. In just a moment, I'm going to give you our closing words, our benediction, our good words for leave-taking. I just wanted to remind you that the annual meeting is going to be happening right in this room. After you grab your cup of coffee, you can come back and register and get ready to begin our annual meeting. We're going to close with the same words that we opened with this morning. Please repeat after me. It is. It is a blessing. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here today. together. Thank you. Thank you, and go in peace.
Feel free to sing along if you've been in choir or you know this song. Don't be shy.
We are living in the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am bounced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection will be my crime. In humility I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side.
We are living in the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
On this journey through thoughts and feeling, finding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side.
We are living in the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we were given to share. Have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living in the great big dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live inside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living in We are swimming to the other side.
Time to end anyway.
Please get your coffee and come on back. Our meeting will begin at 11:30.
Good job out there, Carl. Sure.
I'm going to go to the potty. Do you want to come with me or do you want me to go with Mama and Mary?
Yeah.
Islands.
Did Carol tell you the number for the, I think she had the number for the form.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
she's taking care of that.
Yep.
Does anybody already seated need a direction?
Come on, help me bring this back up to the When it's done, we'll make sure it goes back up. It's all right.
We will begin as soon as everyone is checked in, and Carol tells me we have a quorum. Carol, do we have a quorum? Excellent. We're going to begin. Welcome to the 2026 annual meeting of the Keene Unitarian Universalist Church. We light a chalice during this meeting because this is part of our practice as a Unitarian community. We are not only practicing our democratic practice, but we are also living our interconnectedness value of working together. The first thing on our agenda this morning is to elect a moderator. Would someone like to make a motion to elect a moderator?
I move that we elect Jim Peel.
So Barbara Meagle has made the motion to elect Jim Peel as our moderator of our meeting this morning. Do we have a second? Deb McClay seconds. Is there any discussion on this matter? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining, please raise your hand. All right, Jim, welcome.
This is an object lesson in being careful what you ask for. Brings us to Article 2, to approve the minutes of the Sunday, June 15th, 2025 annual meeting. Does anybody like to speak to this article?
I move we approve the minutes of the Sunday, June 15th, 2025 annual meeting.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the June 15th, 2025 annual meeting. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed?
Jim, I need to know who moved it.
Carl moved it, and Newt? Who seconded? Steve. Yep. Article 3, to present the slate of nominations for the Board of Trustee membership and approve them. Who will speak to this? Deb?
Okay. This is on a certain page in if the people that have the whole thing, if you want to follow along, but listen closely because we have to vote to accept these nominees, okay? On behalf of KUUC's nominating committee, which this year consisted of Mickey Cronin as past president, myself, Deb McClay, and Carol Hill, we would like to put forth the following nominees for our Board of Trustees for the 26-27 church year. Frank Dubisky has graciously agreed to serve as board president for an additional year. Larry Butcher has agreed to serve as past president for his third and final year on the board. He has served as president in the past. And Rebecca McCoy has accepted the president-elect position. Wynn Sargent will step in for what would have been Larry's final year as a general member. Nadine Swanberg and Gwen Powers have both accepted 3-year terms as general members. The remainder of the Board of Trustees will consist of Deb McClay and Chris McDermott as general members and Carol McIntyre Peel as clerk. John Walter has agreed to be our treasurer for the next year. We are still hoping to find someone willing to take over that position and be trained this year. I will be going off the nominating committee after serving for 7 years, and Carol Mills has agreed to a 3-year term. Although the past president normally serves 1 year on the nominating committee, Mickey Cronin has graciously agreed to serve 1 extra year. And Carol Hill will be serving her 2nd year of a 3-year term on the nominating committee. So I'd like to make a motion to accept the nominees for the 26-27 Board of Trustees as you just heard them.
Carol Mills, seconding. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Could you come forward to the microphone? Because I can't hear you.
I can bring you a mic, Paul.
Okay.
Worship committee, and the worship's been great this year. She and Andy have done a terrific job. So I strongly encourage everyone to vote for Rebecca.
Any other discussion? Seeing no more hands. On the slate of nominations for the Board of Trustee membership, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Article passes. Article 4, to present the slate of nominations for the nominating committee membership. Who will speak to this? I think you almost did already. Okay. Everybody clear on that? Okay. Who will move the article? Barbara moves. Second? Stella seconds. Stella, Scott. Okay, on Article 4, presenting the slate of nominations for the nominating committee. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Article passes. Article 5, to receive annual committee reports and incorporate edits. Who will speak to this? Deborah?
Thank you. I wanted to make a correction to the report of the Board of Trustees, which names Mallory as Director of Religious Education when she was RE Coordinator, and the same for the search for the new director is really a search for a new coordinator.
I think we can note that.
I wanted to suggest corrections to the worship committee entry. I realized that there were some problems with the transfer between programs, but there's a table on there that is completely garbled and it's sort of important. So one suggestion has been to just take that table out and do it as an addendum, but whatever needs to be done so that that report is readable, it's a formatting issue, but if we could change that, please. Thank you.
Just to note that was also a page up front with an additional property committee report, just listing all the various things that were done, throughout the year, so people are aware that the building does still require a lot of work, and also giving credit to Paul Dixon, who gives credit so easily. When we were all warm in the sanctuary this winter, it was because of Paul's reset to the heating system. So. Oh, yes. If they could add that page to the annual report when the minutes are done up, that would be great.
Would somebody care to move these three noted corrections? Moved by Betty Forrest. Seconded by Susie. Okay, on the amendments to the annual reports, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? The amendment passes. Any further discussion? Seeing no hands on Article 5, to receive annual committee reports and incorporate the noted and amended edits. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Article passes. Article 6, to consider and approve the operating budget for the fiscal year 2026-2027. Who will speak to this? John?
See, is this, yep, it's working. So I'm basically here to answer any questions people might have about the budget that we're voting on. And if there aren't any, that's fine.
We wait a couple minutes and see people peruse.
I am wondering if it would be possible to work with the UUA to figure out a way to lower our the insurance on this building. And I think they might have some people that could help a small congregation with an older building figure that out. And I'm going to suggest that for next year.
Yeah, it's a good point. Our current contract goes into December. The UUA actually has reached out to congregations with we currently have a contract with a company called Church Mutual that the UUA used to recommend. They since have a new company that they're recommending, and I will be looking into that between now and December when our current contract expires. So.
Would somebody move passage of the operating budget? Mickey? Second? Rebecca seconds. Any further discussion? Seeing no hands, all those in favor of approving the operating budget for the fiscal year 2026-2027, please signify your assent by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Article passes. Thank you, John, for all your hard work. Article 7, to authorize the board to use up to $15,000 from the Building Restoration Fund for a contract with Sarah Barrett Consulting LLC to do a capital campaign feasibility study to gauge the extent of support within KUUC and the broader community. Work would be done in coordination with a KUUC capital campaign steering group. Anybody here to speak to this article?
So we've been talking about and learning about the status of our buildings for quite a while now, since actually before I was involved here 20 years, started coming here 20 years ago. And there are a lot of things that are beyond the day-to-day operation of the buildings that need to be attended to. We have had meetings that I don't think I need to go over them all. They have to do with the heating, they have to do with deferred maintenance on the outside, a number of things, totaling close to $1 million. And I think we have a lot of people in the congregation who have enthusiasm and who have done a lot of work to pull together the information about those needs. What we haven't been able to see in ourselves is a real understanding of how to run a capital campaign. That is a profession, an honored profession in this community. And Sarah Barrett is somebody that I've gotten to know over the last few years in relation to another capital campaign. And she's been willing to spend some time with us to help us understand how we might do a capital campaign. The reason the article is phrased the way it is, we do have a lot of skills, but we don't necessarily know how to harness those skills or organize those skills. So it may be that we won't have to have Sarah do all the work of the campaign, but we don't know that until we really get into it. A feasibility study, basically, as I understand it, we go in our community and beyond the walls of our community to seek support for the building. There's a lot of people in the community who have nothing to do with KUUC, but they want to preserve historic buildings. This building is on the National Registry of Historic Places. It's an important building. And we believe there is support within the congregation and without the congregation to address the needs, but we need to go through a process of identifying that support, seeing if that support really exists to the extent that we hope it does. Maybe it exists beyond what we hope it does, but that's what a feasibility study does. I guess within, certainly by next annual meeting, we should have completed that study and be able to say to the congregation, we're ready to go, or we gave it a shot. We may, whatever the study tells us will give us the parameters for what our next steps will be in relationship to the buildings. Does that cover it, Larry, you think? Or are there any?
Quick question. Can we not have the feasibility study done by January or February?
I think we have to look to Sarah to help us understand what the tasks are. It does involve identifying people that we think we should talk to, and it involves talking to them. So I think January or February may be reasonable. I'm one who doesn't like to make too hard predictions about things. I'd rather go about the work, whatever it takes to get the work done. But yeah, that's our next step, though, I think, is really to gauge the support for this task.
Yeah, the other kind of date or deadline for us is next spring. Because we're on the historic registry, we qualify for LCHIP grants. LCHIP has a very clear calendar process. We have to have our statement of intent ready for them in April, and then the application, I believe, in May. So we need to work things through well enough so that we are in a position as a congregation to take decisions next spring to, if we're going to try to meet that deadline.
And just to piggyback on that, there is grant money available for historic preservation, and some of the money that we raise can be matched. In fact, to get grants, the grants are usually 50%. So Eloise has been working on, and I think Sarah has quite a bit of knowledge in this area also, the types of grants. There's grants that support different aspects of a building, so it's a matching game, and that's all part of the feasibility study, I think, is to understand where the money could come from. But bottom line, it doesn't all have to come from our pockets. There are people out there with grants if we can come up with the match.
So my name is Sarah Barrett. And I can speak to the timing of the feasibility study. I do typically work pretty quickly, usually because organizations come to me and say, hey, we needed all of this money last month. So I'm very used to that. Typically, feasibility studies can take 3 or 4 months. And during that time, I'm really looking to, as Carl was saying, to really harness and bring together the people that already have these gifts within your community to be the ones that approach different members of our community who can really make a difference when it comes to a project of this size. The other part is also saying, well, what connections do you have in the external community? And also my knowledge of just doing projects in the area, and say, okay, what does our, our overall pool of potential funding look like? What's the timing for approaching everyone or different funders? And that's something that I'll be helping your steering committee to put together. So some of the work might just be coaching and saying, hey, here are your next steps, here's the next exercise, here's the next activity we need to do, taking a look at everyone's who they might know and want to be having those conversations with, and making sure those conversations happen during that time, and then saying, all right, taking a look at our grant schedule and making sure that we have all the information we need to make sure that we can submit applications on time.
Would you just reiterate where the $15,000 is coming from?
We have a, I don't know the label, but we already have a capital reserve, which people have been, the money has come from various sources, but it already is in our, John can explain. Yeah, thank you. Much better.
Yeah, we have a building restoration fund, which currently has $56,000 in it. So, we do have a good start. So, any other questions to that? So this would not be coming out of the operating budget at all. And these are monies that have been set aside for a while now.
You can see the heat is starting to get to us in here a little bit. So would somebody move the article?
So moved.
Second? Chris McDermott, second. Is there any further discussion on Article 7? All right. Those in favor of authorizing the board to use up to $15,000 from the Building Restoration Fund for a capital campaign feasibility study, please signify your assent by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Article passes. Article 8, to authorize the board to use up to $35,000 from the Building Restoration Fund for resurfacing the flat roof area of the church, as well as needed repairs to the slate roof and potentially the roof of the bell tower. Brown Roofing is expected to be the lead contractor. Who will speak to this? Larry? Give it to him.
I should start out with special thanks to Matt Waller and Dan Bartlett for climbing around on the flat roof area. Last winter and this spring, I think probably common knowledge to everybody, that roof leaked this last winter with the accumulation of deep snow. So it's our judgment, based on the estimates that we had, that we need to resurface that. It's got a membrane roof on it, but the membranes are only so good as they adhere to the downspouts and the siding. So Matt, I think, has worked out a good arrangement where he'd be doing some of the carpentry work that we'd be paying for, but we wouldn't be paying the premium roofing prices to cut back some of the siding to raise the flashing on the sides. That said, we'll also be talking to them about ways of cutting the costs and things. But the flat roof area is the main part of the repair. These slate roofs are in good shape, but periodically, every 3 or 4 years, they have slates that need to be replaced. So it's our intention to do that. We're going to have another look at that just to make sure it needs to be done this year. And if they're doing the slate roof with I don't know whether you call it a cherry picker or whatever you call the lift they use, then that's a good opportunity to inspect the bell tower because it has its usual periodic drainage issues up there. So the idea is to minimize the costs on this. I can reassure people that doing it now is not going to impinge on the amount of grant money that we can ask for the big campaign. We don't know of anybody out there who has grant money for doing flat roofs. So anyway, it's work that we think needs to be done. We will be looking at it more closely in the summer just to make sure, but we would like the authorization to proceed on it. And the reason this is coming to the annual meeting, I think, is because it nearly exhausts that building restoration fund. I think technically the board could have made the decision, but at a time when that would be exhausting that fund, we thought it needed to come to the congregation.
Is the flat roof area the so-called RE wing?
No.
Where is the flat roof area?
Interestingly, the RE wing used to have a flat roof, and it used to have some of the same problems, but that was redone in the 1970s energy crisis, and it now has a nice peaked roof. One of our members was an engineer and designed it for solar panels, so we have solar panels up there. No issues there. The part over the hallways and the bathrooms that connects over to the stairs going up and down to the RE wing. That's where we get the issues, and we had leaks in multiple spots on there. So, Barbara.
Will there be anything left in the restoration fund?
Well, if we can keep the costs down, yes. Part of it depends on how much of the slate roof has to be done, how much of the tower has to be done.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably referring to adding the $15,000 for the feasibility study and the roof. Yes, it would come close to depleting it, but we do have enough money in the account currently to cover both the feasibility study and the roof.
Dan?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, John, how that fund would be replenished.
How would that fund be replenished, was the question.
That would have to be part of a capital campaign, or people donating specifically, would not come from the operating budget. The money was raised in the first place. In recent years, we've had donors who are concerned about the building, who have been targeting donations specifically to building needs. So, but yeah, we are at risk for the fund being close to being depleted with both those projects. It'll be up to the congregation to try to raise money specifically for those funds, but it's not part of the operating budget.
I think the reason we have the fund is in order to be able to address this sort of a need. It's not in order to have more and more money in the bank. Instead of having to figure out how we're going to come up with $50,000, this fund enables us to take these kinds of actions, and that's
a good point, and I'm very grateful as a treasurer that we have that money that's been donated specifically for this purpose. It's just, I think a lot of the people, also as treasurer, and I know, knowing people in the congregation, there's always a concern: is it going to somehow affect our operating expenses, or affect our other budgets? So.
I just want to, I'm Tina Stevens. I just want to speak in support of this. I teach an ESL class downstairs once a week, and both last year and this year there were many times when the roof was leaking, and also I'm the liaison for the daycare, and I would get phone calls from her in the morning that the roof was leaking. So there's a real need for it, and if you go down by the door that goes out to the garden, you'll see, if you look up, you'll see all the damage that's already happened from the leaking. So I really think it's necessary, and I just wanted to support you in that. Thank you.
Hi, Larry. I just had a question about just really more educational. The Building Restoration Fund, is that something we've always had here? Yeah, sorry.
It was started, I think, about 4 to 5 years ago. With the anticipation that we were going to have some very big building needs that had not been part of our operating budget. The property portion of the operating budget is for the expected annual expenses. There's always a little room for maintenance and repairs that might go above and beyond.
So we're really fortunate to have had that money in there, because that's not always been there, correct?
Correct.
Correct. Okay, thank you.
And again, these are people who have been specifically concerned about preserving the building, which is how the whole thing got started.
It actually got started, Eloise Clark, when we applied for the first LCHIP grant to do the building feasibility study. We needed a place to put the money. And so John and I started it. And since then, it's just kind of snowballed. It's just been really convenient when somebody wants to give, a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there, a place to tuck it.
And I'll add, thus far, we received $6,400 from LCHIP from when we haven't really made an effort to do the further funds, but we did get a small matching grant from LCHIP in the early stages. Thank you for clarifying that, Eloise.
I might just add a note. Someone asked about replenishing the fund. One of our longtime members pointed out to me that on the tax code, for those of us that get 401k disbursements and stuff, it can be channeled directly into a donation rather than going through you where you have to pay taxes on it. So I know at least maybe more than one member, but at least one member has been doing that, and that's always an option, guys.
Would anyone move to pass this article? Gotcha. Any further discussion on the article? Seeing no hands, all those in favor of passing Article 8 to authorize the board to use up to $35,000 from the Building Restoration Fund for resurfacing the flat roof area of the church, as well as needed repairs to the slate roof and potentially the roof of the bell tower, please signify your assent by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The article passes. I'd like to have sort of a mental exercise here. If you're looking at the agenda of the annual meeting, please envision an Article 9 that says other business. Do we have any other business before the annual meeting? Okay, not seeing any hands. I'll presume we have no other business. Would anybody make a motion to adjourn? If Sherry for that one. Second? Mickey seconds. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please signify your assent by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.